Hello everyone, Rose here. So apparently Thailand is just very persuasive in getting me, a person who has said multiple times that I don't like to spend money and buy books in general, to buy books. So well done, Thailand, well done. Okay, I have 4 books beside me and 1 graphic novel. Let's talk about them. And after that, let's talk about more bookish things. That deals with one of my favorite bookstores, there we go, and a library. Absolutely fascinating. That will be later. Now, let's talk about the things that I've bought. Let's talk about the graphic novel first. I picked up The Old Guard, Book 2, Force Multiplied. Now, also, in front of me, I have Book 1. Have I read Book 1 yet? No, I have not. I have only watched the film adaptation of Book 1. While I did read the back of this, it's very vague, and so the only way I can describe what this is going to be about, it's going to contain spoilers, especially if you have not read Book 1 of the graphic novel, or if you have not seen the movie. So this is pretty much just going to be my thoughts of what this is going to be about, very short. I'm pretty sure it's going to deal with the fact that Noriko, her name is Gwen in the movie, Noriko is back. Andy is now mortal, so she's going to have to face her mortality. Niall dealing with the fact that she is immortal now, so what does that mean? You know, lots of questions. Booker dealing with the general fallout of his own betrayal. He's the one that betrayed his family. And with Joe and Nikki, probably just, you know, all the other family members, their issues going on and dealing with that and such. So that's what I predict that this is going to be about. Looking forward to it. The second book, actually the first book that I picked up. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. And fun fact, I have already read this book, and I'm putting off, not really putting off, but sort of, the long as heck reading vlog that I did on this book. That's in progress. You will see that part 1 and part 2, because holy shit, that thing is an hour long. I'm splitting it. It's gonna come after this video anyway. Look forward to that if that interests you at all. Superb. This book, what is it about? It essentially is a retelling of the famous warrior Achilles. And yeah, it's a retelling of his story. There we go. And I know that he was in the Iliad. I haven't read that since high school, so I couldn't tell you a daggone thing about that. And the only comparison I can actually give reasonably is to the movie Troy, the 2004 one. Do I need to compare it? No. Actually, yeah, because in that movie, Patroclus, in the movie, is Achilles' cousin. And it definitely seems that Achilles is straight in that movie, which superior, because Patroclus, spoiler alert, is the companion, the lifelong companion of Achilles in this. No relation. Fear not. And yeah, this book pretty much just follows Achilles and Patroclus from when they were children all the way up into adulthood, although this is from the perspective of Patroclus for most of it. There is a short part where there's Achilles' perspective, but anywho's. And the story also just follows Patroclus and Achilles just wanting to love each other, and other people just getting in their way and raining on their parade. And it's like, rude. And that's pretty much what it's about. So, good times. The next book that I picked up. And actually, do you ever find yourself on your way to figure out, hey, I'm trying to look for Kinokuniya specifically. It's a bookstore here in Thailand. And you stumble upon a pop-up book sale, but from a different bookstore and a different chain. And you're like, I was on my way to one bookstore, but here's some other books. So anyways, that's what happened for me, and I picked up 2 books from this book sale. Did that make any sense? I hope so. Little Women. There we go. Can we see that? Yeah, you can see it. By, oh my gosh, Louisa May Alcott. All you need to really know is that this little story. Little. It takes place in 19th century New England. In the shadow of the Civil War, the four teenaged March sisters will come of age, sharing joys and hardships, dreams and disappointments. So basically, this is about some teenage girls coming to their realization as they age that while, yes, there are pros to being an adult, I can confirm, there are also some bullshit cons to being an adult. So, coming of age story. I have not seen any adaptation of this particular story, not even the very popular 2019 recent adaptation. Haven't seen it yet. At some point, I would like to. I am at least aware that Books and Lala from Kayla from Books and Lala, that's what I meant. She's read it, she's super enjoyed it. I trust her opinion. Our reading tastes don't fully match up, but whatever. I trust her on this. So, looking forward to reading this behemoth. Okay. I didn't realize until after the fact that apparently I picked up the children's version, the children's adaptation of, let's get this into frame, The Three Musketeers. Originally, well, no, it is Alexandre Dumas, but this is, again, a children's adaptation by, oh my gosh, what is your name? Adapted by Clarissa Hutton. And you would think that some clues by how thin this is and the fact that it says, oh, there are illustrations in this, that this is the children's adaptation, but, you know, whatever. And when did I discover that this is a children's adaptation? Well, it was the same day when originally I was on my way to Kinokuniya and I found The Three Musketeers in Kinokuniya, and I'm like, holy crap. That is a thick boy. It's fine. If I like the children's version, someday I will read the adult version. It's all good. And oh yeah, what the heck is this thing even about? This classic. It is essentially about a young swordsman. And you know what? You kind of have me sold on that alone. Swordsman. Yes, please. Who travels to Paris seeking honor and fortune in the King's Guard. He quickly befriends the famed Three Musketeers, Athos, Porthos, and Aramis? Not sure how to say your name. So basically, four swordsmen who get up to some shenanigans and finding fortune and whatnot. So I'm here for it. And the last book that I picked up. Oh, so these two books got on sale. The Three Musketeers. This sucker was like 59 baht, which is just slightly less than $2. Hell yeah. And then, with my original purpose was to go to Kinokuniya, specifically in Central World. It's one of the many malls here in Gruntheb. Anywho's, I found this baby, which I'm quite excited about. It is called Unmarriageable, Pride and Prejudice in Pakistan. So it's, it's a retelling, but the twist, it takes place in Pakistan. So I'm very excited about this because Pride and Prejudice is honestly one of my favorite stories. I've listened to the original audiobook, I think, twice, and I've watched the 2005 Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley about 1,000,000 times. Love it. Yes, and by the way, look at how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. Oh, and also this not only takes place in Pakistan, but it takes place, I think, in our modern times. So that's another fun twist to it. Cool. That is the end of my book haul. Now on to other bookish things. So I may or may not have filmed some footage that I may or may not should have done in Kinokuniya, specifically in the Siam Paragon Mall. Anyway, so I might show some of that footage whilst I talk. Honestly, just to simply say, if you are ever in Gruntheb and you are looking for a large selection, English selection of books from a bookstore, this is the place. Holy crap, their English selection is so big, and I'm so happy about that. And while I have not been able to look super closely, from what I could tell, it looks like not only is there a large English selection, but there does seem to be some diversity. Again, I'm not sure how broad and expansive, but they do seem to have some, which, yes please. Is that all I really need to say? And I would also just simply say that Kinokuniya, I do think that their prices are reasonable. And okay, so the last bookish thing I want to touch upon is, before moving to Thailand and Krungthep, I had done a little bit of research just to see, are there any libraries that I can use so I don't have to rely specifically on buying books? And technically, yes. The best option that I found is specifically a library, Nielsen Hayes Library. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check that out. However, this particular library, which I did go check out in person, it does cost to have a membership, specifically for a single adult price. There are other prices, but yeah. A single adult for 6 months is 2,400 baht. For 1 year for a single adult is 3,000 baht. I'll put the translations on screen. And again, because I've also said in a couple other videos, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. Financially, for me right now, it just does not make sense for me to pay that amount when I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. And I'll also add in the fact that realistically, I'm actually quite busy living here, way busier than I was back in the States. So realistically, I can only read 2, maybe 3 books max a month. So there's that. And also I learned going to this location that it's also not free to just perhaps hang around and study there. If you do not have a membership, you still have to pay. So for me to even peruse around and check out their English selection, which I will say, pause on that part, their English selection is big. I will give them that. However, from the 30 to 40 minutes that I got to spend perusing around, I would not say that they have a particularly large selection of newer releases, especially if that is something that you are looking for. Not that I could see. So there's that. Anyways, yes, just to be there, because I was on kind of a time crunch, I was only there for 30 to 40 minutes and I still had to pay 100 baht just to look around. That's totally fine. They gotta do what they gotta do just to keep open. I understand that. So even if you did not want to get a membership and you're like, oh, okay, perhaps I can just go whenever I want. Again, just keep in mind, every time you go in, it's going to cost you 100 baht. But I will caveat or something, detail, once you pay 100 baht, it's almost like you get a ticket for that day. So you can come and go from the library on that same day and you don't have to pay 100 baht every time you go into the library. It's for that one day. So you would have to decide for yourself if paying 100 baht each time is worth it for you, or if you are here for a long time, if the membership is worth it for you. And okay, that is my story on the library and why for now I am specifically buying books. Is there anything else that y'all need to know? Nope, I think I have talked long enough about books for this particular video. Once again, don't forget that the next video I will be posting will be part 1 of my reading vlog for the Song of Achilles. It's not only a reading vlog, it's also just a life vlog living here in Thailand. That will be coming out if that interests you. Superb. And okay. Oh wait, do I have any questions for you? Oh yes, let me know if any of you have read any of these books or graphic novels, and without spoilers, how did you like them? Or just simply, do any of these books appeal to you as well? Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you are all doing well in this bonkers of a year. And I will see you all in my next video. And oh right, I forget to say this. Like and subscribe if that feels right to you. And I will see you all in my next video. Okay, bye.